if you don't like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, like you just don't like social media, nobody's saying that you're not going to be a good DJ, but you're definitely shooting yourself in the
You're
foot.
behind. You're behind the curve for sure. You're leaving so many gigs and opportunities off the table if you're not doing social
Your promotion is mostly going to be on those platforms.
Yeah.
Unless you're a different type of DJ, but still, most DJs I see that's how they get promoted. That's really where you are. It's not usually your own website unless you're very popular, right? And then in that case, you already have other people
like taking care of everything. Your
own team, right?
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of The Clever DJ. Quick intro about us, just in case you're tuning in for the first time, whether it's on YouTube or any of the other platforms, which are just audio, if that's what works for you. My name is Ilya, and I've been a DJ for just about 2 years now. I am what is considered a beginner DJ, getting up there though, and I've had a variety of events. I started DJing when I met this guy beside me during one of the events where I was a bartender, and he just took me on, and we progressed from there.
My name is Nino. I'm a professional DJ. I've been DJing for more than 20 years. I've been doing clubs and bars at the beginning. Now I'm doing more private events and weddings. And I have a roster of 15 DJs under my company.
Nice.
That's
That's nice, man. You're being humble, modest. Yeah, you have a pretty nice business. Right now it's actually hard for us to record the podcast because you have 10 gigs a day, 5 gigs a day depends on the week, right?
The thing is, I have a team, but the problem is I spearhead the company, so everybody wants me. So I'm sure a lot of you guys know that if you guys start your own company, you have the same problem. Right?
Yeah. They're like, okay, well, I know you have a team, but can we get you? We saw you in the videos.
It's tough. Yeah. Everybody wants me. If I can, duplicate, triplicate myself and make like 10 copies of me, I would. But it's not possible.
And honestly, I'll keep one over here because there's a lot of work with this podcast. And it'll be easier if you're around more often.
Oh yeah, of course.
But that's the thing. That's DJing is a very time-consuming and very just a big business. I'm not downplaying any other business, but what we're talking about today is
that kind of goes into our topic, right?
It's tying into it because we're gonna discuss the challenging stereotypes around being a DJ, and Has your parents or one of your friends got, what do you do for a living? Like, I'm a DJ. Oh, you get those looks, or just so you're unemployed, right?
Basically,
following the dream, right? Especially when you're in your 30s. Oh, okay.
Okay. Really?
I guess a midlife crisis came earlier.
Or you're just taking on a hobby now, huh?
Oh, you're playing with your little tools, with your little toys. Okay. And here's the thing: those stereotypes are there because often it could be true.
If you're a bedroom DJ.
For most of us, in the beginning, where it is a hobby.
Yeah.
Right? And then also a lot of people don't believe that you can actually make a living from something like that. Right? Because it's just like how do you make money?
How do you make money from partying and just playing music in front of people?
But that's what they see. They think it's just partying and playing music, but there's so many things.
There's so much things behind the scenes, right? That you guys don't know that we actually do.
So much to
get those events and to make money.
Yo, this feels personal. But that's what we're here for today. We're going to be discussing that. So, being a DJ is more than just playing music. It's a full-fledged business. It's comprised of usually one person in the beginning, and you're the DJ, but you're also the producer, and you're also the marketer,
content
creator. You're the coordinator. You have 10 different hats, and sure, you can do it simpler, but if you want to be really successful and for people to see that it's not just a hobby, you need either a team or you need to be the team, and you got to be very well managed in terms of time.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like I have a full-time job, and I got to somehow have the energy after, 8 hours of doing it and doing overtime sometimes to go and practice or deal with my clients or do whatever I got to do. And it takes a lot of effort.
Yeah, it does. It does. Like managing your own DJ business is not really a walk in the park, right? It seems like it. We're all fun and games and just playing and partying all the time. But the back end, there's so much you have to do, like answering client calls, trying to get those gigs, like promoting, like marketing is very tedious, and sometimes you market and you get no gigs, right? Sometimes you put out ads in Facebook and Instagram and you don't get hits, but then you learn to work with it, right? You have to target certain clients or demographics to hit your
love it. Yes,
thing.
that's
you need
true.
to need to do stuff like that, right? And it takes a while to get there because it's a lot of
It's busy work sometimes.
It is.
That's what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Sorry for finishing your thought, but like I feel the same. And I don't know if you experience this with your significant other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've actually experienced this ever, but with mine, what happens if I go to an event and I stay longer, or like, hey, hon, like I'm gonna actually go there next. I'm gonna do that, and she's like, so you're just like hanging out. You said you're working, but you're just hanging out. And while it's true, I am having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm networking. It's extremely
that's what
important.
It's called networking.
It's extremely important.
It is. You need to.
We went on vacation to Prince Edward County, just like I had like a couple hours of sleep. This guy had a couple hours of sleep for other reasons. And we're here now. We're doing this, right? Because this is like one of our DJing things, right? And the guy who we called like 24 hours prior to see if we want to stay at that hotel ended up being this like party animal, and he might have been drunk when we were talking to him because he invited us to come and party with him at the Royal, in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
And it was not a regular conversation. It was like, yo, come hang out with us. Come to my cottage after when you guys come to Prince Edward County. I'm like, oh, we're going to this guy's hotel. It was a boutique hotel, a beautiful hotel. And then what I told her was, actually, I didn't even have to tell her. She's like, oh, I can already see the networking Ilya coming to, coming to the surface, rising. You're just going to, you don't even want to come with me. You just want to go and network because this guy has all these businesses and you guys just hit it off on the phone. And I'm like, you know what? That's what I do. I network. So I have a good time, but you network even on vacation, right? And you have to find the balance.
You do.
Right?
You do.
To not piss anyone off and to not forget your own life.
Yeah. Like there's different levels too, man. I network as well, but back in the day, I used to hang out a lot more with other DJs and go to gigs with them. Now I network more online and doing calls, right? Because it's just the way it is, especially after
the business comes to you,
especially after the pandemic as well too, right? But that's just the way it is. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like when I network from the side, I mean, I think most people are like that. It looks like I'm just partying. It doesn't look like I'm working. It looks like I'm just making excuses because I want to stay, right? And it's required. And then when I show it to her or anyone who was like, oh, you're just partying all night, you're not networking, grow up. And then when I show them, hey, by the way, you remember when you told me I was just partying? I got this gig, and that gig, and I also got access to all of this equipment because of that 4 hours I spent there. Yeah. And I had a great time. And that's what it is. It's we get paid to party, so you have to have that kind of enthusiasm and just put yourself out there. You
have to be a specific type of person.
You gotta be like a party animal, kind of, right? So you have to show that you can have a good time. And it shows the people that are thinking of booking you or whatever, or partying with you that might get you gigs, that you're a nice guy and that people will like you.
And one of the most important things is be authentic. I could go to a bunch of gigs where there's lots of networking potential, but I don't like those gigs or that crowd, and just to get something, just to get in the door. But I don't do that. I don't do that because most people will read into you and they'll see, okay, you're just trying to get a gig. But I go where I enjoy I go to places where I enjoy going, and then I also know that there's opportunities there. Mm-hmm. Right? So you don't sell out, do what you love, but still be professional about it. Yeah. So that's that. So many points here. That's a huge one. And man, I don't like doing that, but I'm so calm when I do it right because my life is organized. My business is organized. But managing finances and booking gigs requires serious business skills. So remember how we said you're the marketer, you're this, that. You're also the accountant.
Yeah.
The advisor, everything. Go ahead. Tell them how much you have to do.
You're also you're the salesperson, right? You're selling yourself, right? If somebody calls you and asks for how much do you charge, you're there telling them all the prices, why you should book me and not other DJs, why you stand out from the rest. You're literally trying to sell yourself to them so they'll book you, right? And for your price as well, the price that you want. So it's not for everyone. Not everybody can sell themselves properly, but if you believe it and if you love to do it, then you be pretty good at it.
I meant more from a perspective of managing the finances. Yes, the sales is a very important part, but with a business your size, right? It's not the biggest one I've seen, but it's pretty large. It's pretty serious. You have lots of gigs. You can't just whatever, like another $500, another $100, $1,000. Like everything has to be
organized. You have to make sure. Organize.
It has to pay for itself, right?
Yeah. I organize everything for my events. Everything's CC'd on me. Even if another DJ is going to be doing the event, everything's the client will actually CC me and the DJ so I can see that everybody's on the same page. Then I have to gather all the the itineraries, songs and stuff, and just make sure everything is good and everything's flowing, right? Because the business has to keep going, and And if you don't, so you're also speaking about managing in general. That's actually I almost skipped that, but that's also really important. But accounting and stuff is very tedious, but it has to be done. It has to be done. Stuff like that has to be done.
I remember
counting taxes.
Yes, I was just gonna say that. I remember calling you a few months ago, and I'm like, "What are you up to?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just doing taxes." And I'm like, "Oh, that sucks." I could hear the heaviness in your voice because it was tax season, and I know with your business, with your corporation,
such a headache.
Everything you have to write off, everything you have to declare. And then you have all those 15 plus people working for you, and then all the things you give to other businesses. And then, like you said, managing. You're also a manager. If you have people working for you, now you got to make sure they're not screwing up your business. Right? That's a big one.
The level of service that you provide has to be straight throughout the board. Everybody has to provide the highest level of service as possible to keep repeat business.
And also creating original content to stay ahead of the curve, to stay current.
Especially now, everything's online. You have to be able to put out content that's original, that people will like, so you can get booked more online as well, not just through marketing and stuff, like through Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. You're just making videos and creating that content that'll grab people's attention to make them want to book you if they have an event, right?
If you don't like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, you just don't like social media, nobody's saying that you're not going to be a good DJ, but you're definitely shooting yourself in the foot.
You're behind. You're behind the curve for sure. You're leaving so many gigs and opportunities off the table if you're not doing social
Your promotion is mostly going to be on those platforms. Unless you're a different type of DJ, but still, most DJs I see that's how they get promoted. That's really where you are. It's not usually your own website unless you're very popular, right? And then in that case, you already have other people
taking care of everything. Your
own team, right? And that brings us to this point where living the dream is fulfilling your own vision through dedication, hard work, and just like realizing what you love and making it happen. Now, a lot of people will be jealous, or just through no fault of their own, not believing that's even possible.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Like,
you know what they say? They if you love what you do, you're not working a day like in your life, right? So it feels like you're playing or just having a good time, but you're making money out of it. So you tend to look younger because you're less stressed and you love what you're doing. It shows in your art form, what you do. And, you know, people get jealous of that stuff because they can't do it.
Yeah, that's what I find. Either jealous or they just literally don't believe that that's possible. It's not no jealousy, just they don't believe it.
Hey, man, everybody should be following their dreams. We only have one life. So
yeah, as far as we know, right?
Or a cat or something? 9 lives?
Sometimes I wonder. But I noticed that into my 30s, I noticed how I had enough pursuing certain, like, I wasn't even going for corporate. I was going for other type of work.
Yeah. Is it just money driven? So it's like, I have to make money, so I have to do something.
I have to do it right. There's no right.
No.
And now people are becoming more like
aware
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, hey, like, I don't actually have to go to school unless I want to be a doctor or something like that, right?
Yeah. The only
engineer.
The only things you have to go to school for, I find, is accounting, a lawyer, or a doctor. Those are the only things. Anything else, you can do it on your own. You can do it online.
I'm sure there's a few more things in between.
Well, but most those are the top
stuff,
things,
right?
Right.
And something that requires some sort of license accreditation, like to get accredited, right? And
I'm sure you can learn how to be a doctor online too as well. But
yeah,
I'm sure you wouldn't want to that doctor working on you.
Want to go to a doctor who got his online
doctorate.
What is that website called? Coursera. Yeah, I became a doctor on Coursera. No, I know, but. Yeah, there's just so much to this, to actually being a DJ, realizing the dream. Another very important point is, and that's what we said about this podcast when we started. If this is not a hobby in your eyes, treat it like a business. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, it's too hard. Oh, well, it's not realistic. Okay, then it's a hobby. If it's not a hobby, treat it like a business. You treat it like a business, it's gonna react like a business. It's going to give you the results of a business, a successful business, and others will notice it too. Yeah. Here's an example. I have a very supportive family, friends, girlfriend, even strangers, like they can see my energy. They support me. My parents, even though they're supportive, they're also, they're dreamers, but they're also very realistic.
As most old people are.
Yeah. And my parents are not like, they're fairly young. Mm-hmm. But still, from that generation, they will think that, okay, you want to be a musician, like maybe you need a backup. And, I studied computers, I studied law enforcement, I studied like lots of different things. I have a federal government job right now. There's lots of stuff that I did, but I always somehow went towards music. I always, like, every year I got a few opportunities and I normally did not take them because I was like, yeah, they're right. Everyone's right. Mm-hmm. I mean, how do you make money from this? As soon as I switched my mindset, as soon as I was like, you know what? Even if I'm not going to make any money out of it, even if it's going to remain a hobby, I'm going to treat it the way I want. I'm going to treat it professionally and get what I want out of it with my attitude. Mm-hmm. Hopefully that works. And you know what? Things start working out almost immediately, right? All these opportunities that were knocking on my door. Finally, I accepted them the correct way. And guess what? Everyone who wasn't sure, not because they meant anything bad for me, just because they actually want to protect me and make sure that, I don't waste my time or my talent, my younger years. They're like, oh, you know what? Good job. Oh, good luck on the next gig. Oh, how's it going? Like, suddenly everything shifted, right? I mean, my parents, my sister, my closest friends, they always supported me, but you could see the fear and the doubt. Like, you have a backup plan? Now,
just in case, right?
Now they're like, oh, keep at it, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
because they can see that it's going somewhere, right?
So this is the reason why I'm saying this. Exactly. And the reason why I'm saying it is because to those who are 18 years old, even 12, 15 years old, if you're watching, the ones who maybe don't have that support and even get bullied because of what they like to do, hopefully you can resonate with us, listen to us, and understand that you can get to where you want to get to. Sure, there are certain circumstances in life that I cannot talk about because, I cannot generalize everything. But for the most part,
everybody has their own situation, right? You never know.
But for the most part, you can get it done.
You can do it.
I've seen athletes without limbs, running, jumping.
Just the Olympics. Did you see them breakdancing? I was like, what, the one leg? I
didn't see that.
What the heck?
So
I was like, amazing.
So I didn't actually see that, but yeah, it is the Olympics now.
Incredible.
So it was a job bringing it up. I didn't think about it.
Incredible. I was like, wow, mind blown. They got standing ovation because of that. Yeah, it was crazy.
So, and that's the thing. Here you are thinking, oh, well, I'm a single parent, or, I don't have time, or I already have 2 jobs, or, I have some sort of like disability potentially. They literally have no limbs, or missing a limb or something like that. And they're in the Olympics.
They got it done.
Doing something sports.
They're literally an inspiration, right? So if they can do it, you can do it with all your limbs.
Yeah.
Right?
And, how about music? How about music? I've seen street artists playing the guitar with their toes.
Yeah.
Because they have no hands, no arms, no fingers, nothing.
Yeah.
With their toes, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
If you want to do something, you can make it happen.
Let's go for it.
All right? Like, it's just, these are extreme examples, but you're telling me you can wake up a little earlier, you can be a little bit more responsible, and
hopefully it wakes you up and just, go for it, right? Yeah, you go do what you got to do. If you need to be realistic, get a job, but still work on it when you have the time.
So you can definitely make it happen if you want to make it happen, and everyone will stop treating it as a hobby for you when you show them that this is more than that. Mm. And also, who cares what other people are saying? Matter. But in case you do care, this is what you got to do. Now, tell us, what kind of issues are you facing? Do you have some sort of specific issue we did not bring up here, something we did not discuss? This is what's cool about this podcast. I'm a beginner, he's a pro, and we're just kind of bridging the gap between us.
Yeah.
So you can get lots of cool advice from us. Some stuff that he might not think about because it was 20 years ago for him, and it's just common for you, right?
Yeah.
Or something that I have not experienced yet, and you're going to be able to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of
talk about.
You guys have a lot of experiences as well that we haven't gone through, right? Everybody has their own original stuff that they've done and gone through. So let us know if you guys have any experiences that you've gone through.
Yeah, in the comments, wherever you watch our podcast, YouTube, we have a YouTube podcast channel where we upload only the podcast, the full podcast episodes. We have a YouTube clips channel where it's just the shorts, and we have TikTok. We're on Instagram, Facebook.
Everything's on the description below.
Everything is below. We have an email address, and so you can definitely contact us in many ways, and soon we'll have a phone number as well where you can call in, and a newsletter of all fan mail, all that stuff. So let us know what you think and what you'd like us to cover, whether it's this topic or anything else. But for now, I think that's it. That was a pretty good episode. Yeah, let's end it on this note, and good luck with all your wishes, anything you wish for yourself, whatever creative field you're in.
We'll see you in the next one, guys.
See you then.